Welcome to the new guys video. So in this video we will practice some true, false and not given questions and the best way to how solve them to score all the perfect answers. So for my trick, what we usually do is before reading the paragraph, I always make sure to pay attention to the what is written in each question, and I do underline the main words. So let's start now. So the first one is university employees do not need to pay for their parking permit. So here, what is our main word which we can say is it's the university employees, that people who are working not need, what they don't need to do is pay for what? Parking. So it's saying like they do not have to pay for the parking. Let's move to the next question first. We will first of all underline all the 5 questions and then we will start finding the answer one by one. Why I always ask to read all the 5 questions first? Because sometimes in the reading passages you may notice one answer is coming before the another answer. So it's usually in a order, but sometimes there are exceptions, and to just confuse the examiner, confuse the examiner taker, they do have different problems, or they do sometimes make in such kind of confusions. So the next one is parking in halls of resident is handled. So this is where the parking has to be done, halls of resident, and they are saying there is handled by wardens of the hall. So it means without their permission it cannot be done. You are not authorized to do the parking. Having a university permit, so university permit they are saying it does not allow, so it's not allowing the staff to park at the halls. Next they are saying parking permit, it costs $20. So they are saying to get a parking permission, or you can say the parking parcel, or whatever you want to say, they are saying it needs $20 or it costs $20 a year. And then next one is for students living in the hall do not need, so they are saying they don't need any permission to park in the hall car. So from this thing what we come to know is the whole paragraph, the whole questions, they are revolving around the parking for employees, parking for university, the students working over there, studying over there, and everything like. So let's move to our first question now, and let's read the passage as well. So first one is saying university employees do not need to pay for their parking permit. So what the question is saying, so usually to confuse you, they will give you some extra lines in the passage always. So usually what I do is we would find the similar words, not the same words but similar words. So the similar words here is in first 2 paragraphs there is nothing that needs to be read, because they are simply saying who the service, how the service, this and that. So straightforward, I am moving to the third paragraph, that's member of staff and then pay. So here you need to be more attentive now, like what you are reading in the question has started coming up in the passage now. Members of staff who had paid the request fee and display the permit may bring a vehicle into the grounds. So what they are saying is a person, a member of staff who had paid a fees and who display the appropriate permit, they may be allowed to enter the vehicles in the ground. So it means anyhow, whether it's a student or whether it's employee. Here students is not talked about, but it's about employees, that employees who need to do the parking, they need to pay amount. So both the lines are talked about. The question line is also in the passage, but it's wrong, because in this one we were saying they don't need to pay anything, but actually they are paying a certain amount to get enter, they would need a pass. So what would be the answer for first one? It would be false, because the information matches but it's contradictory. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is they are saying residence handled by warden. So wherever your first answer ends, we will read from there. A university permit does not entitle them to park their hall car, however, unless authorized by warden of the halls. So it means even if they have a permit, it does not make any sense, or it does not ensure that they can park in the hallway until authorized. So see what has happened now here, why I always recommend to read the questions first. Your 2 answers have been covered in these 2 lines. First of all, the second one, resident handled by wardens of hall, and secondly, permit does not allow staff to park. So we will do it one by one. So the first one, they were saying the parking of all resident is handled by wardens of the hall. So that's true. They said they cannot enter until or unless authorized by wardens of the hall. So it means till the time they won't get any permission from the wardens of the hall, they won't be able to park their car. So this one will be true because the point is talked about, it's a similar words used and the answer is perfectly matching. The next one now, the main trick which I told you, why we have to read the questions first, the answers are matching. Here they are saying having a university permit does not allow staff to park at halls. The same thing they mentioned in the third line, university permit does not entitle them to park in the hall car parks until or unless authorized by warden. So this is true. They are also saying like having a permission, or you can say the parking permit, it's not only enough, they need to take authorization from the warden of the hall. The next one, parking permit costs $20 a year, so it's a pound over here, apologies for that. So the best trick in which here where the amount is mentioned, the money is mentioned, always see in your whole paragraph where that amount value is mentioned. Over here it's mentioned at this point $20, but what is it actually saying? Well, now what some students do is $20 they see, $20 they see in the paragraph, they will straight away put it as true. But let's read the sentence, what actually is talk about in the paragraph. Students are reminded that if they park a motor vehicle on university premises without a valid permit, they will be fined £20, £20. So in this one, they are saying that if they are parking vehicle without valid permit, then they are charged £20. Nowhere in the whole paragraph is it written how much they have to pay for a year to get the pass. So for this one, now many students what they usually do, they will put it as false. But for false answer, and what situation answer could be false, if in the paragraph it would be have written that they have to pay $50, $30, $10 for getting a vehicle permit, they are talking about the fine, they are not talking about the permit cost. So both the points are separate, we cannot mix them. So and throughout the paragraph, nowhere it is mentioned that how much they have to pay, so we cannot judge the answer, therefore this will be not given. Moving on to our last question. And last question, they are saying students living in hall do not need permission to park in the hall car park. So they are saying the students who are living in over there, who live in the halls, who live in the hostel over there, they do not need to pay. So now let what's to do. So students is talk about here. So we can assume like students permission. So somewhere answers would be in the specific paragraph. So let's read it very quick. Students may bring vehicles into the grounds during the working day unless they have been given special permission by the security officer and have paid for and are displaying an appropriate entry permit. So see, this line has cleared our answer. What they are saying, like students cannot bring it directly until or unless they are given special permission by the security officer. So the question is talked about, the what the words are in the question are in the paragraph as well. Here they are saying they do not need permission, but here they are simply saying they would need a special permission for what? To park the car or park their vehicle over there. So this would be our false. So this is the way we do true false questions. True false are not given questions in the passage in the general reading to score all the answer correct.